Good morning, power hitters, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. My name is Jonathan Brunasso. We're here with Powur Solar and the Power Hitters team. This is our Tuesday weekly training. Today is August 24th. So many exciting things right now, from Inc. 61, ambassador training, a contest ending in 8 days. It's hot as hell out there. Utility prices are going up. We've got like 10 of the top leaders in the sales contest on this team. So super excited to be here. We have a great training today. We're going to hear from Jarrett McAllister and some of his team, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
What's up, bro? How are you?
I am great. I'm pumped. I hit the gym today. Good energy only. So let's do this. Let's
5:30 a.m. baby.
Like always, I think we like to just share a success story or two for the team. So I'd love to hear, especially if you're new, maybe Sean LaBelle's out there, or someone else is out there that wants to share a success story. They recently got a lead, an install, got a teammate to join, closed the deal, won a deal from a competitor. So if someone would like to share a quick success story or two, please jump off mute. Don't be shy.
I'll go ahead and share. This is James.
Yeah.
It's my first meeting that I'm doing with you guys, so glad to be here.
Welcome.
I've been just in the process of getting set up, trying to get my lead generation set up. The success is that I've got two consultants on board. One is a good friend of mine who is down in San Diego. He's a software developer with a absolute ton of contacts, so I'm hoping for good things from him. And then another one is a industry veteran. His name's Andrew Kroll. He's been around for probably, Paul, 10 years at least. Paul knows him. And a couple of ambassadors. Only one of them is actually showing up in my system right now, so I got to reach out, but they are definitely on board.
Very cool. Congrats, James.
Thanks.
Welcome. Awesome to have you here. Let's hear one or two more. We got Owen.
JB,
Who is that? Bonilla?
I got one, JB.
Yes, sir. Please, Anthony.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What do you got?
So recently, about 2.5 weeks ago, we closed 2 deals with Ishmael Brunasso, who just jumped on as a consultant. And Ishmael is my wife's cousin, who I tried to sell solar to back in December 2019 with my last company. Didn't go solar. And then Jonathan Brunasso helped me as a mentor with him on a deal last year in June. Finally got it closed. Well, we got it closed, got installed this year, like in April, and almost canceled on us, right? Remember? And he got installed. He became a consultant. Well, he became an ambassador and then a consultant. Got his 2 deals closed in that 1 week that I helped mentor, and then has his first installation today, which took a 17-day process from signing docs to installation. So he's hyped, he's excited. Crazy story, crazy journey with him, man.
Awesome, Anthony. Man, way to keep at it. Way to follow up with an old contact 2 years ago. That was a tricky duplex with a roof. We finally got it done. And then you said he's an ambassador. Now he has his first install in 17 freaking days. That's a unicorn. That doesn't happen all the time, but that's an amazing story, Anthony. Super proud of you.
Jonathan, I'll share a quick one.
Yep.
If we got time. So Mike Miller, he had an ambassador jump on board. It was a realtor partner of his who was referring him ADT. Then he turned that into, hey, I also do solar. The guy's like, well, what about for my own home? So I helped him mentor that deal. We got solar on the realtor's house. That just got installed. He since then has referred 3 clients, and we just sold one of his clients. Now we have 2 more in the hopper. So good job to Mike out there, building partnerships, generating leads, closing deals.
Boom, money. Very cool. I know, Jarret, you're also helping Pleon. He recently brought on board a potential Brinks home security dealer, one of the most successful ones. And we're going to train them, get them up to speed, and add solar to the home security division. So
I didn't do
appreciate
that.
you.
One of my guys did that, but thank you, Jared.
Yes, happy to help.
I still get paid.
There you go. Everybody wins. Well, I get to hand this training off to a leader and mentor of mine. It's been what, 2.5 years. And he came from home security. He's a closer. You'll hear him in his pitches. He really knows how to close people. He brings a lot of knowledge to the team. He has other leaders below him, and he's just been a trooper, brings the energy every Tuesday for us. And he's here with some of the top mentors and sales people in the company right now, like pleon, Cynthia Alvidrez. We got the #1 rep in the company, Brunasso, on here. We got David Perez on here. Man, this is freaking dream team. So with that, Jarrett McAllister, let's have some fun today.
Yeah, let's have a little fun. And thank you for that intro, Jonathan. I can't believe it's been 2.5 years since I caught the vision of adding solar to all my ADT customers. And it's been working out pretty nice. But yeah, so, you know, we do these trainings every single week, and you're hitting me up. You're like, Jarrett, we need a topic for this week. What are we doing this week? And I'm like, God, we've covered so much. And sometimes it's a little redundant to go back and do the same trainings we've done because we record them, right? And if somebody wants them, we're like, hey, go back, you know, go check out the recording. But with that being said, I try to think, I've been in this now for 2.5 years, so I know a ton, but not everybody's been in here for 2.5 years. There are a ton of people on this call that have just gotten, you know, they're just wetting their beak. They've maybe not even gotten their first deal or their first lead. And I was like, what are the basics? What are the roots, the fundamentals of, you know, the solar industry? Because we all know the commissions are phenomenal, right? 5, 8, 10K plus, but it's about generating leads. And how you do that, the way I had so much success and I continue to have success is that I threw solar into my lexicon, my day-to-day. Everybody I talk to them about solar, and I have an elevator pitch. And it's something that everybody should have. I think it's extremely important to have an elevator pitch. And so I wanted to share what I say to people. I mean, it doesn't matter if I'm in, you know, I'm at a restaurant or if I'm talking to a client or at the gym. And it seems to work for me. I mean, it's very hard for me to say this elevator pitch and not get an appointment and a lead out of it. So I wanted to share that with everybody, hopefully bring some value. But then, you know, I'm not the only one on this call. We got people, like you said, we got top leaders here who are just crushing it. And I want to hear what their elevator pitch is. Maybe we can go around, and for those that don't have one, you could write down some of these bullet points and let's come up with some, because this is going to help you generate leads, which is that, you know, that's you know, step one in this whole entire process, right? So with that being said, I wrote this down about 7 minutes ago as we were getting ready for this. But so when it comes to an elevator pitch, and I mean, everybody knows the term elevator pitch, right? Why is it called an elevator pitch? Because it's something that you could pitch if you got into an elevator with somebody and you could tell them before they get off on their next floor, right? So it's got to be quick. Some people say under 30 seconds. I say like 15 seconds. It's just got to be quick, straight to the point. And the purpose of doing an elevator pitch is you're literally just trying to you're just trying to get the, you know, fish on the hook, right? You're just trying to bait it. You're not trying to reel it in. You're not closing for the sale right there. The sale that you're closing for is the appointment, but you're just going to hit them with bullet points that get them interested, maybe ask some questions, but set the appointment, right? So my quick 15-second pitch. So who wants to be a customer? Cynthia, you want to be my customer?
Yes.
All right. So typically for me, and I'm just going to talk about my, situation is I'm usually talking to like an ADT customer or someone else, someone I've done business with. And once I'm done with that, I lead into solar. So I'd say, Cynthia, now that, if we handled your ADT, one thing before I let you go is I want to let you know, I do solar as well. Have you guys ever looked into solar?
No, we're not interested.
Really? Well, I do 0 down solar. It eliminates your electric bill. Your monthly payment's about half of what your old electric bill would be. There's a 30-year warranty, and there's still around like a $10,000 tax credit. It'd be something, I mean, if you were to give me your electric bill, I could have my engineers design a custom system for you and kind of go over the details with you. How's that sound?
But nothing's free, Jarrett. So is this like, what's the down payment?
So that's 0 down solar. It's awesome. It's one of the best things in the industry. That's why people are going solar right now. You literally don't have to pay a penny out of pocket. You start saving money day one. And what I'd like to do is explain this to you and your husband. It takes about 30, 40 minutes, and I do it via Zoom in the comfort of your own home.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. You said 30-year warranties.
30-year warranties, and I'll go over all of that with you. I'll explain all the details. Have you ever looked into solar before?
Yeah, I did, but it was going to increase my property taxes, and I thought it was kind of a scam, so I didn't do it back then.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's changed quite a bit over the past couple years. So I'll explain the differences, things like that. But yeah, if you could get me your electric bill, in fact, are you with San Diego Gas and Electric, SDG&E?
Yes.
If you hop on your phone, you can log in right now and pull up your most recent bill. If you send it over to me, I'll start having my engineers start designing that system for you.
Okay. Why do you need my bill?
So that way I can see how much electricity that you've consumed, because that's how we need to know how big of a system to build for you. Does that make sense? I promise I'm not going to pay it for you.
Yeah, but how much is it? I mean, how much is this?
So it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. And the monthly payment is typically around half, if not more sometimes, than what you're already paying for electricity.
Okay.
So you eliminate that bill, and now you have a smaller bill for solar. And I'll get into more of this in detail after we design the system.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, cool. Thanks for grilling me and making that so hard.
That's how they are.
So, yeah, that was just flying off the cuff right there. But so some of my bullet points though, like, and this is what I kind of really want everybody to nail down. It's 0 down solar, eliminates electric bill. The monthly payment's half, if not more. 30-year warranty, $10,000 plus tax credit, free estimate. Who says no to that? Right? Now, does it eliminate the electric bill completely? Obviously, they're still going to have a connection charge. It could be more, but you're going to explain that during the presentation, right? Is the tax credit $10,000? No, but a $40,000 system is about average, and it could be $8,000, could be $18,000. We know that, but that buzzword, that $10,000 tax credit, and it's still available this year. Now, I didn't say it extends to next year. I just said it's available this year, right? So you're just literally just putting a little bit of bait on to get a fish on, and then you're closing for an appointment. And now, the other thing is when it comes to going for the bill, a lot of people just say, yeah, send me over your electric bill when you get a chance. The hardest thing in solar I came to find out in the very beginning was getting these electric bills. I was like, oh yeah, it's just so easy. Somebody sends you their electric bill. Then I found myself hounding people and like following up with people just to get an electric bill. It is so easy for them to get their bill online, and everybody will say, oh, you know what? I don't know my password. That's great, because to see the button where it says forget password, hit that button, and I'll literally walk them through right there on the spot to have them give me their electric bill. Rarely do you get any pushback on that, or people say, you need my electric bill. I mean, I haven't experienced that. But yeah, if they do, explain to them, you can't design a system without knowing how much electricity they consume. So just a few bullet points I wanted to go over. you know, like I said, hit them 0 down solar, bills it cut in half, 30-year warranty, huge tax credit, free estimate, send me your bill, and then schedule the appointment within 24, 48 hours of right then, because people get caught up. They got soccer games, they got, you know, family, just people are busy, right? So you really want to try to nail down a time right then and there within, you know, 24, 48 hours. Don't push it out a week from now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sorry for grilling you a little hard there. I thought we were going all the way.
No, it's okay. We weren't doing ejection handling. Come on. That was
Right.
like week 4 with Solar Lily.
But it happens sometimes.
No, it totally does. I'm just messing with you. You can throw anything at me. So with that said, I want to hear your elevator pitch, Cynthia. How are you one of the top reps in the country, just crushing it, generating leads on a consistent basis? Like, you've been doing this, I don't know, 3 times. How long have you been doing solar now?
For 6 years.
6 years. Okay, so like 3 times as long as I have.
Mhm.
Your elevator pitch must sound incredible.
You know what's funny? It's actually really, really simple. And I find that the more simple you keep it, the better. Because when I started in solar, you learn all this information and your first want is to just word vomit and information vomit on the homeowner. That is not the way to get someone's attention, because you're just going to overwhelm them before you get to the consultation. So when I'm talking to someone about solar and they go, hey, how does solar work anyway? And I'm like, you save so much money. You just go from what you're paying now to paying less, and you might get thousands of dollars at tax time. You want me to put something together for you? That's it. That's it. Something like that. And
I love that.
yeah, send me your bill. I'll have it ready for you by, let's see, I work today, I have appointments tomorrow. I'll have it ready for you by Wednesday. And then I follow up with them on Wednesday, say, hey, I have everything ready. When can you jump on a Zoom to view the options I got ready for you and see how it works? And that's it. Most of the time, that's what it sounds like, is just like, yeah, you just go from what you're paying now to paying less. It's just about seeing how much we can save you. Pretty straightforward.
Excellent. I love that. And because like you said, it is about less is more, right? And you're just trying to tease them with just a little bit of information. You're not trying to explain how the whole thing works right then and there. Like you said, that word vomit. I've been doing sales and coaching and training sales for close to 20 years now. And it's the people who just start, it's like ignorance on fire is incredible, right? Like the less you know, the better you are, because you're just excited, and you tell them, hey, you know, it saves you a bunch of money. It doesn't cost you anything. And I could put together a proposal for you. And then once they ask you, so, well, what kind of panel? You know what? I have no clue. My mentor is going to explain all that to you, but I know you're going to save a bunch of money. It doesn't cost you anything, right? Like, it's quick, it's instant, it's fast. Once you start trying to explain, you know, oh, we use this inverter here, and it's this much of an offset and shading, you know, you definitely start getting into the weeds. And them asking questions is a good sign. Right? If they're asking questions,
interested, and then they'll tell you what they want to know, so that they'll tell you what they want to know to qualify you for the appointment. Like if they're like, yeah, but does this, you know, increase property taxes? Then you go, nope, doesn't do that. That's it. And just answer the questions that they're asking. And then, you know, I'll go over that when I have all your information ready. Like I'll explain it all to you. I'll tell you exactly how it works. But yeah, sometimes if you give them too information during an elevator pitch, you'll say a trigger word that will just make them say no before they even meet with you.
Exactly. You'll give them enough information for them to be able to make a decision right there, or where they think that they have enough information to where they can decide whether they want to go forward or not. Right. So no, very good. Thank you for sharing that, Cynthia. That was excellent. Wave, I need to trim mine back after hearing yours. Paul, Solar Ninja Leon, I'm calling on you, bro.
You know, honestly, man, mine's pretty similar to Cynthia. There's not a lot of value I can add to that. super short. I throw in there that I've been doing it for 12 years.
Brag.
And that's about it, man. But I'm short and sweet, just like her.
You're not
I mean,
short and
like
sweet, just like Cynthia.
I
Yeah,
mean, you know what I mean,
not
man.
even
Like,
close.
my pitch is short and sweet, just like that. Yeah, I don't have much more than that. Yours was really good, and she grilled you a lot and made it a little bit harder than it probably needed to be because she's kind of mean. But yeah.
Short, sweet, and mean.
I want to hear it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but let's hear it, Paul.
Well, all I do is I tell people I've been helping families switch to cheaper, cleaner energy for the last 12 years. There's no money spent out of pocket. It's easy, cheaper, and much better for the planet. When do you guys have 30 minutes to talk about it?
Very good, very good.
Nothing
And-
special, but easy.
And let me ask you a question. How long does your solar presentation typically from beginning to end?
You know, man, normally around an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I talk a lot. I ask a lot of questions, and then I approach it from a consultative, educational type of thing. So I'll let people know up front, like, hey, I'm an educator, so I want to make sure you understand how everything works. So I'll take a little bit more time to make sure that they're clear on stuff that some of the other people that they met with before may not be super clear on. But 45 minutes to an hour before I have an appointment, I make sure that they have that amount of time. And if they say no, I'm like, well, we got to meet some other time then, because you need that, because you're going to invest 30 grand in something. I mean, you buy a car for 30 grand, you're going to take a couple of hours to ride it around and smell it and all that stuff.
Very good. Yeah. And yeah, it's funny that you said, hey, do you have 30 minutes, right? And that's why I put, I say 30, 40 minutes, I'm filling them out. I'm letting them know it's a little bit more than 30 minutes, because if they were like, well, yeah, I only have a half an hour, I will definitely reschedule. If they only have 1 hour, if they're like, I have a hard hour, I'll do it. But then I just know I need to speed it up, because my presentation is very similar, and it's an educational style, right? I get a lot of content in there to build value and trust in myself as a consultant. But yeah, you don't ask somebody, hey, when do you have an hour to sit down? No one has an hour these days, right? So you always going to tell them, hey, it's quick, 30, 40 minutes, answer all your questions, explain it.
Sure.
Anybody else here on the call would like to share their elevator pitch?
I want to do it, Jarrett.
Ooh, Brunasso. All right.
So here's the scenario. We're at a friend's party and I helped him go solar. And so we're just going to role play it out. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Jarrett, how do you know my buddy Jane? I'm sorry. How do you know my buddy Joe?
Oh, actually, me and Joe I met him down in Mexico. We were building a house together. Cool dude.
Yeah, no, he's super cool. I actually helped him go solar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying something about that. He was showing me this app on his phone. Seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, it's neat. Where do you guys live at?
I actually just moved to North Idaho.
So you just moved to North Fontana? Wow.
North Fontana, yeah.
Yeah, that's SoCal Edison, right?
It is SoCal Edison. Yeah.
Dude, do you guys have a pool like Joe does?
You know what? Not yet, but I just got a huge raise. We're going to be building one. So we're going to be putting one in here soon.
Nice. Congrats. It's been hot as hell, right? What's your AC in
Oh, let's not talk about it. It's a sore subject, because my wife likes to keep it nice and cool, and I'm always busting her for keeping that AC down. Our bill's like $300-400 a month. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Edison's going up 9% in October this year too. So
No way. Didn't it just go up?
Yeah. So, hey, just like Joe, it sounds like you're a good candidate for solar. Have you looked into it before?
No, honestly, I don't know. It seems kind of like a scam to me. Like, it's just, you're buying electricity and you're selling it back. I don't know. It just didn't really make sense to me, but I haven't truly looked into it.
You guys get those door knockers, right? They're slamming leases and all this shady crap on you.
They drive me crazy.
Yeah. Hey, so look, Jarrett, I've been doing this 7 years. Obviously, I've helped lots of your neighbors and Joe. All I need is an electric bill. and I can schedule a 20-minute Zoom or swing by with you and your wife. So if it's cool, I can shoot you a text message and we can maybe set that up. What's your cell phone number?
Sure. Yeah, I'd be open to that.
Okay, great.
All right.
I mean, I kind of jumped to the number there, but that would literally be my icebreaker, like save money, reference the community, make it local, reference Edison, a few.
You helped
trigger
out my
points.
friend. There's
Yeah.
trust there.
It's all about those items for me. Keep it simple, build the pain in certain areas. We don't really focus on shady leases or tax liens. Most people are buying, could you use a tax credit? Do you want to save money? Stay cool. So super simple.
Keeping it simple. And I hope you guys are catching the theme here, right? We're not getting into panels. We're not talking about inverters. We're not talking about the financing options really, or you having to pay money, or it's like, hey, eliminate your electric bill. Doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. It's going to save you a bunch of money, tax credits. I'd love to set up a free consultation,
And
and just simple, easy, smooth, to the point. The simpler, the better.
one of the things a lot of us have been taught in solar industries, probably sales in general, is just look down at your phone, right? Like, hey, is that something you'd be open to? Great. And just look down at your phone. So can I shoot you a text, and what number? Even like when you're in the home, and you're like, so who else do we know that we can help? And just have your pen and paper and look down, right?
Yeah, and if you're local in the area, what I always did when I was out door knocking, I was trying to get their number for like an appointment or something. You do the look down, the assumptive, and then you start to say, so what's your number? It's a 310. And then you just be a something, right? You'd say the area code first and then like let them finish the sentence. And it's like that awkward silence. And you're just very like, it's 310, like, don't leave me hanging. Yeah. So that definitely works.
It's who talks first.
Yep.
Absolutely.
There's a really good question that came into the chat. I don't know who wants to answer it, but it said, what pitch do I use when I cannot share years of experience in solar? What can I say to build immediate trust as someone who is new to solar?
I'd love to answer that question. So, when I got into this, I had, 18 years of sales experience with clientele in a different field, but I was excited, and I wasn't going to say that I was some expert in solar, because that would be total BS, and you don't need to BS in sales and live, right? So, but I was excited. So what I did, and what you got to love about the Powur business model, is I edified my mentor, right? That's what you do. You edify your mentor, and you tell them that. You say, hey, I'm working with someone who's been in the industry for 10 plus years. They know it all. They've done a really good job. They've been doing this. I love working with this person. And then you can even tell them, it depends if you know them or not. You say, hey, it'd be a great opportunity. I'll actually learn a lot as well as we're going along, right? But just edify your mentor, because that's the person who's going to be doing the presentation anyway, if you're brand new in the industry. And just say that they're an expert in the field and that they've helped hundreds of people go solar, and they'd be happy to answer all your questions. And, people appreciate honesty as well. So when you tell them that, so that's what I would say. Does anybody have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I could add something, Jarret.
Yeah, go for it, Jen.
To Martha's question, both you and Cynthia did your pitches to the first part of her question this morning without mentioning anything about your years of experience in solar, your 30 seconds. So that's one way to do it. And then the second part of the question is, if you've already got the appointment and you're there talking to the person, or you're on the phone with them, and you want to build immediate trust, is don't talk about solar right away. Talk about, look around the house, whatever, you just engage in a normal conversation that you would have with somebody, at the grocery store that you happen to run into. Be friendly, be cordial, find something in common with them by looking at their furnishings in their house or their kids. You'll find something and talk about that. Then you can get into the solar and the education process.
For sure. Yeah. And yeah, you're absolutely good. Thanks for pointing that out, James. Like, yeah, neither one of us said how long we've been in the industry because that part really doesn't matter. Now, if you like in ADT world, and when I sold security, I'd tell people I've been doing this for, almost 20 years and trying to edify myself, give myself credibility, but you don't have to, right? Like in our pitches, neither one of us said that. But to your other point of what you just said about don't talk about solar first. If you guys want to know how to really generate some leads with people that you just met, ask them what they do for a living. You guys ask them what they do for a living. I mean, you could be, I did this recently. I was at the gym. I was sitting in the sauna. The guy wanted to talk. And I was like, yeah, well, what do you do for a living? Oh, I work for forest management. I was doing this. I do that and that. What comes after they tell you what they do for a living?
What do you do?
What do you do for a living? Right. And you go, oh, I actually do online solar. Oh, what? Tell me about that. Yeah, I help people, eliminate their electric bills. They go green. They save a ton of money. Have you guys ever looked into solar? Yeah, we have. Or no, we haven't. It doesn't matter what they say at that point. And I go, man, I offer 0 down solar, doesn't cost you anything, saves you a ton of money, and there's about a $10,000 tax credit still around. Would you be open to getting a free quote? Well, yeah. How do you say no to that? How do you say no to something that's free, that pays you money and you save money and it's a free quote? It's very difficult to do so. But yeah, if you want to talk to somebody about solar, ask them what they do for a living. And what they're going to instantly do is ask you what you do for a living. And that's when you have your opportunity to shine.
I'll just add to Martha's question real quick, because I agree with James and you, Jarrett, but if they start asking questions, like you said, edify and lean into the mentor. Like Paul Leon, he's going to answer all your questions to do a, no pressure, no obligation quote. We just need your bill in about 20 minutes. So lean into the mentor, like they're going to answer the details. They're going to answer the questions. All I know is there's a fat tax credit, 0 down. We're cutting bills way down. They have different options. So you just have to get a proposal. So lean into the mentor, like Jarrett said.
I have a consultant, and I'll share with you guys that she's fairly new. And so if you're dealing with a little bit of a warmer market, maybe it's your friends or your family, one thing that she's doing that works really well, her name is Christina Robbins. She's sending them a text and saying, hey, can you help? And that's it. She says, hey, can you help? And they respond with, yeah, what can I help you with? What is it? Or sometimes they call. And she says, I just joined this amazing solar company. I need to run 3 deals with a mentor before I can be on my own. Can you please help me? Can you send me a copy of your electric bill? Can I use you for practice? And most of the time, that will generate an appointment. And so it's very, very helpful. So if you're finding that the other pitches don't work, that may be something you want to try, especially with your warm market. Just reach out to them, see if they would help you with trying to grow your business and get your business off the ground. So that is one thing. And let's see, what was the question? What can I say to build immediate trust? And then just have confidence. Honestly, you guys, it's just about, even if you don't have the experience, just being like, yes, this is great. This is an awesome company. And just speaking with conviction goes a long, long way. So you don't really need a ton of experience either. That's all.
Yeah, seriously, ignorance on fire. Like you don't need to know very much. Excitement sells. And don't lie. Don't bullshit people. Don't tell people you've been in the industry and you've done this a long time. You haven't. That is awful. Tell them, say, hey, I mean, I told people, I was like, I just connected with this solar company and they're awesome. They've been saving people hundreds of dollars. It doesn't cost you anything to do so. Would you be willing to get a free quote? And then if they ask me a bunch of questions, I'd be like, I actually don't have a clue, but my mentor, he'll be able to answer all that for you. And, they're really good. They just hit the Inc. 61 on the Inc. 500. They have a 5-star average on Yelp. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things that you can build on, but you guys know what the solar community is about. You know the value that we provide for people. So just lean on that, but be excited. and lean on your mentor for sure.
Maybe I can jump in here and some of the stuff that I learned. If any of you guys new or knocking on doors, there's always some, I call them solar bad words. So I would say never use the word loan. I would just encourage like, hey, what are you doing? I'd say I encourage you to own your system. And then when you get to the second meeting, you bring up the idea of a loan. But if you say loan at the door or on a pitch, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. I don't know if you guys are, even when it comes time to contracts, I call them agreements.
Agreements, yeah. Never say a contract. Who likes a contract, right?
So I would just consider, think about the way that you're talking and the way you're wording things. If you keep it simple like this, and then, I always, when I was knocking on doors, I love gardening. So I would just talk to people about gardening for like 10, 15 minutes, and then you're already in.
Good stuff. Yeah, keep it simple. Definitely don't use language like contracts. You don't need to be talking about loans when you're trying to just get them to hand you over an electric bill. And now here's another thing though, if they're not willing to give you an electric bill, don't waste your time with them, right? Because if they're not even willing to to invest that much into you, I would move on to the next. Well, I don't know. What do you guys feel about that?
I would say always drip on them, save the number, save the email, and check in. If there's one thing I've done over 7 years, it's have a laundry list that I check in with religiously, nonstop.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily let someone go and completely move on, because I would say maybe 25 to 30% of my sales are people that I met with in the past that just weren't ready. So, and those people, it's just checking in. I have customers from 5 years ago that I'm still texting like, hey, what's going on? How are you? I'm still here. I still do solar. And sometimes I'm just checking in and saying, hey, what's going on? Or, hey, have you guys thought more about it? Or, whatever the case is. But I would continue to check in with those people and just see when they're ready, because there's going to come a day where they talk to enough friends or they know enough people that went solar where they finally realize, oh, okay, like this guy needs my electric bill, it's not a scam. And they're eventually going to give you a chance because you've been the one consistent and reaching out and patient.
For sure. Yeah. And let me clarify. I wasn't saying like, if they haven't given it to you yet. I was just saying, if someone's saying like, I don't want to give you my electric bill, like they like come out and flat out say that, that's when I would say, then you're really, not that interested. Or like, I wouldn't waste my time trying to develop a system for someone who isn't willing to do that, before a meeting.
Yeah. And actually to that point, Jarret, there is a lot of people that you need to put on the back burner, that you need to put on pause, because you will have people spinning your wheels. And I have one consultant, for example, and his patience actually paid off, but I have one consultant that would take customer calls like almost every single day, because this guy just had a question every single day, and for months and months, he didn't go solar, didn't move forward. And so you have to realize how much time you're putting into people. And if they're not willing to go solar or at least consider a consultation, I would definitely put them on the back burner for maybe later. If they're not giving you a bill, then that's a maybe later, but it's definitely not a right now. And yeah, you're right. Reserve your energy for those people that are giving you their bills and are responding to your texts.
Jarret, quick question. I don't know, LB, if you're out there, or Keenan's door pitch, but do we have anyone in Texas, Florida, the Carolinas? I just wonder if that pitch is a little bit different, since we're not really saying savings. So if anyone is out there in those states or familiar with those states, if the pitch is a little bit different, I put in the chat, I always tell my brother, take savings out of your vocabulary. You're going to save $130 a month. Who cares? Like, solar's not always about savings. That's one of the things we learned early on. I don't use the word, honestly, in my proposal. But in areas where the rate is 11 to 13 cents, 25-year, 1.99 loan, lower margins, 80 to 100% offset. You're selling clean energy, freedom, ownership, tax credits, net metering, locked in rates. And anywhere across the country, utilities are slowly going up like we see in Florida. Brian, I don't know if you had something to say about Florida utilities.
I was just gonna say the same thing you were saying is like for my own house, it's not a savings. Like it's break even on solar to my electric bill. But then because I have to go get a $1 million liability policy, I'm $50 in the hole actually a month. So now it becomes, where's the value? Because the value is I am investing in an asset that I put on my roof. I'm not investing in improving FPL stock portfolio. So that's where I'm looking. You know, every month I'm making a payment on something that I own that's an asset. Instead of improving their stock portfolio, I'm improving my house and my portfolio.
That's a great point, Brian. Yeah, and you know, I've been pitching in California market almost exclusively, right, for a long time. So it's easy to talk about big money savings. But JB, you made a great point, is that it's not all about savings for everybody. Like here where I'm at right now, you know, I'm talking to people about solar. It's 7-8 cents a kilowatt hour, you guys. Like that's tough to compete with. You know, so when I talk to people, it's not going to be about savings. For a lot of the time, it's about, you know, having off-grid solution, right? Battery backup, whole home backup in the event of a power outage.
And that's what Mike pitches a lot here. You know, my partner Mike's not on here because he's probably out running around saving people's lives being a fireman today. But he pitches the whole, look, if the grid goes down, how are you taking care of your family? You know, what are you doing to keep everything on? And that's how he sells a lot of batteries. Almost all of his units that he sells have a battery. He's really good at that.
Yeah, he's absolutely crushing it. In fact, we're going to have him on here at some point and talk to him because, I've been chatting back and forth with Mike. He's solid. He's really good at what he does. But anyways, with that being said, is there anything else that somebody would like to add to the elevator pitch or would like to share theirs? Or someone brand new who's never done one before, want to do it on a live recorded Zoom meeting for the first time? Don't be shy.
Never done it before, do it on the Zoom meeting.
Hello, Jarret.
My name is Chris Brown. How you guys doing?
Hi, Chris.
Good. What's up, Chris?
What's going on? I'm new to Powur. A little bit about my background. I'm a former mayor, but I'm also in network marketing. I've been inducted to the $1 Million Hall of Fame in 2020. I've been watching you guys for about a year now. And I have some friends that are going to join me over here from Vivint and other companies. I've just been really watching. I'm really, really impressed about what you guys are doing. But in California, what we try to focus on is the mandate. You know, what the future holds and just getting in front of the future. And if you're putting solar in California, automatically you're going to be looking for a price that you're going to be looking for definitely a savings. We talk about it. And what I do is, you know, talk about what the elected officials are doing. The elected officials are pushing solar because it's good for renewable energy, and they may be a cost savings depending on the size of your house. So we don't get too difficult into the pitching. We just keep it stupid simple. Try to keep everything keep it stupid simple as possible to where there's less questions. But you want to bring some familiarity between your neighbors or some other people on your block that you may know. Do you know the Johnsons at 1742 Carson Way? Oh yeah. Well, they got solar. They're saving about 15% a month. So it's different things you can do. But I'm very impressed by what you guys are doing, and I'm looking to join our leaderboard next month.
Right on, Chris. Welcome, man.
Thank you.
Been creeping on us for a year.
I've been watching. I'm here.
Secret agent finally coming out. That's cool, bro. Welcome, man.
Thank you.
The thing I was going to say, Jarret, was the acronym. Actually looking at the gas prices maybe 10 years, 15 years ago, if you had the chance at that time to lock that price in, paying maybe $1.50 for your gas, and now we're paying $4 for your gas. Looking back, would you have locked that in for the next 25, 30 years?
With an accent like that, the answer is yes. Where can I sign?
Thank you, Jonathan. And that's why I make the sales.
I was looking for whoever was talking. What a cool voice.
Thank you.
It's Andy Smith's cousin.
Hey,
Right on, Derek.
Jarret, could I
Thank
add-
you, brother.
Yeah, Paul.
So real quick, Jarret, I put a post, I put a link in the chat a second ago. I think it was Mike or whoever was talking from Florida brought up a good point about paying for the increase of their utility stock price. One thing for some reason I've come up against recently is people not wanting to take on extra debt. And I pivot and ask them, well, what is your monthly electric bill? You know, they'll say it's a debt, but it's not like a real debt that they're going to owe, you know. And I take them to the Edison, their financial documents for last year. So our monthly payments help pay approximately $6 billion of Edison debt. And I used it the other day for a guy that signed and said, so I know that you're a little averse to debt, but would you rather pay off your own debt and own this on your own? Or would you want to continue paying $250 a month to pay off Edison's $6 billion of debt?
You show them this article,
Oh, I showed it the other day, dude. It was huge. It was really, really cool. It's I think it's on page 6 or 7. It shows their short-term debt and then their long-term debt. And it was like in the $5-6 billion area. It was really cool. So, you know, they're going to have debt no matter what. Whose debt would you rather pay? Would you rather pay your own debt and be debt free? Or would you just rather pay somebody else's debt that's never going to go away? That was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's on here somewhere. Just I'll find the specific page and put a snapshot in here.
That's
okay.
awesome. I think in utilities too, since we're talking about trying to stay away from the wording savings, especially when we're in markets where the kilowatt hour is lower, something like this is really big because you can use it for other utilities as well, because instead of paying that utility, you can pay yourself. And that's the difference. Whether it's the same amount, whether you're paying $50 more, you're paying yourself. You're not paying the utility. Instead of that money going into really the garbage can, you're putting it back into your pocket.
Hey, Jonathan, I have a little anecdote to share. So thanks for sharing, and whoever did on that Edison thing. If you're in PG&E territory, you received this notice in the last 24 hours. And so I hit on the fact that if you've been here 20 years, you've bailed PG&E out of bankruptcy twice. And that's where your cost of energy is. So are you planning for your outages? And they're telling you, you know, you can prepare because you'll get a call 2 days in advance, the day in advance, the day of, and how long they'll be out. Why not take back control and enable yourself to become energy independent? That's part of my elevator pitch.
That's awesome, Nick. Yeah, PG&E, their negligence has destroyed towns and lives and families and killed people, and they've admitted guilt to that. Man, and PG&E, you have so much ammunition behind your sale.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and you know, and obviously we're getting into more of the nuance of like reasons to go solar, right? I mean, there's a gazillion reasons to, and I forget who said it. It might have been you, Paul, but somebody said, like, you know, you're paying for solar already.
Yeah, it's an anyways bill.
Yeah, you're already making the solar payment already. It's whether you have the glass on your roof or not, right? You're either paying for PG&E solar for their extra energy, or you're paying it for yourself. You're already making the payment, but you should be definitely paying off an asset that, you know, adds value and saves you money. So, well, that's good stuff, you guys. Why don't we wrap this up?
I want to do a few announcements real quick, pretty important ones here. And then we can wrap this up. So, and obviously huge thank you to Jarret, Cynthia, Paul, everyone that's contributed. You know, I think we should do some breakout rooms next time and get 3 or 4 people to do a pitch and then come back to the main room. So let's keep this going. So the sales contest, obviously 7 days left, guys. Let's go to the winners, some of the winners here. You know, hats off to Chris Brunasso, JC Rangel, Cynthia Alvidrez, David Perez, I mean, Lorenzo Jaimes, next screen, Paul Leon's tied for 20th place right now. He's going to keep going up there. We got Luis Perez. So we got a ton of people on the team that are just crushing it. I mean, it's honestly amazing how many people are on the leaderboard. So I can't wait to see the results, see the announcements. On the next page, we have all the ambassador resources. If you need something to do today, go to the link I just posted, go to the ambassador resources, share the video, send it to a few friends, get a few ambassadors, because those resources are fire. They're just awesome. And then next up, we have the Inc. 61. If you haven't shared this stuff yet, the videos are awesome. The images are awesome. You've got LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, header pictures, change your profile picture, and just share some of that stuff, because it's really exciting what we're doing.
Super huge.
And then next up, I did record, I don't know if my updated link's working yet, but there is a new Powur Explained in 15 minutes. I just recorded it. I want to get a real professional one done soon, but if you need, hey man, check out Powur, 10, 15-minute video, goes over everything. Just check this out real quick. It's in the chat. I really believe a video like that has led to a lot of my success. People don't have time for an hour video all the time. So please leverage and use that to share. Future trainings today at 12 o'clock. If you want additional consultant training with Andy Smith, we have onboarding. If you're newer here, make sure to take an onboarding. All of those are powercalendar.com. Q&A with Bobby Smith every Friday, 11 a.m. We have an in-person in Colorado this Saturday with Jim Bunch. I mean, that's pretty awesome. If you're really leveling up your business, what if you ran a Facebook ad in Colorado to realtors, to solar consultants? What if you made some networks or connections out there? What if you ran a Facebook or LinkedIn and connected with roofers? I need to move over here. And you just took the time to meet a few roofers in Colorado, and then you invited them to this event, guys. Like, these are just things you can do to really level up your business. And there's going to be more in-person events coming on the East Coast. Charles and Bobby are going to be doing a Carolina, Pennsylvania. They're going to be doing a tour here soon. So always we have events. And next Tuesday, I'll be doing a training with Glenn Massimilo. He's an old school guy from the solar industry, roofing industry. He actually brought Charles in to Powur. There's a product called Roof Max. It can extend the life of a shingle roof for 5, 10, up to 15 years. It can be applied before or after solar is put on. I think they may have a little referral program as well. So it's a great thing to have in your tool belt if someone's roof is old or they have solar and they need to extend the life of the roof. And Masterclass Immersive, September 1st. That's all going to be around the presentation, the proposal. Kill the bill, present the solar, go to the slide deck. It'll be Tom Cotter, myself, and Desi from the Texas team heading that one. And of course, the CEO call will be after that as well. Two last things here. JC and I are planning a Mentor Factory event. We're either looking at San Diego or Vegas. There will be a price to that. We're going to get some speakers there, and it'll really be for those that are wanting to up their game and be a mentor. All in-person events moving forward are on solarcareerevent.com. That's going to be Powur's new resource to invite people to and register for in-person events. As always, most of everything can be found on powercalendar.com. On the next slide, we have the WeFunder. It's literally closing on September 3rd if it's not already too late. So if you want to throw a few bucks in, $1,000, 50,000 bucks, go to the WeFunder.com/Powur. And then lastly here, as always, guys, I'm really big on giving back. If you want to include in your homeowner presentation the prosperity homes, building homes in Mexico. If you want to add a slide deck or picture, our team does this work. We make donations. If you want to say that you partner with Give Power and we help people get fresh water across the world and you want to give $40 per install, add that, make it part of your why, make it part of your pitch. Maybe you have another charity or nonprofit. All the resources though are right there in the Google Drive, all the pages. Shout out to Bill on the call here. Bill had one of his commercial partners donate $1,000 to Give Power. They have grant funds, they need tax write-offs, and Bill showed them how cool Give Power is and got $1,000 for us. And I think that's it. We're at 11 a.m. perfectly.
Boom, nailed it.
I'm gonna stop this in just a second here before we hop off, but Jarret, thank you for your leadership, brother. Appreciate
Absolutely,
you.
man.
To all the power warriors out there, the Pleons, Cynthias, all the leaders out there. We really appreciate you guys. Let's go out and have a great week. Thank you so much.